Will April 1st turn into April Fools for those benefiting from the eviction moratorium? Hello and welcome back to the channel. In late 2020, President Trump issued an eviction moratorium because of the pandemic. It was done through the Centers for Disease Control in order to stop people from being evicted. Both renters and homeowners were protected from eviction due to COVID-related issues. That eviction moratorium was then extended by the incoming President Joe Biden until March of 2020. Recently, President Biden extended it again until June 30th. However, a federal judge in Texas has ruled that the eviction moratorium is unconstitutional. His decision was predicated on the Interstate Commerce Clause of the U.S. Constitution, where the federal government cannot interfere with states and their commerce unless the commerce crosses state lines. Well, we know that mortgages are offered locally by mortgage brokers. However, the federal government may have an issue with that. Many of the mortgages today are backed by Fannie and Freddie, and certainly FHA and VA and even USDA loans are also backed by the federal government. So, can the federal government stop the evictions? A group of Texas landlords got together in order to file this suit in federal courts. So why are these landlords doing this, and what could be the impact on you? Mom and pop landlords rely on income from the rentals in order to pay their own bills. And with the eviction moratorium, those who haven't paid the rent have put these landlords in a tough position. The Biden administration is appealing this decision, but the federal judge who issued this order hasn't enacted a stay of the eviction moratorium. Instead, what he said is that he hopes that the CDC will understand his decision and take action before he has to order a stay of the eviction moratorium. This could put many people out on the street, unable to find a place to live, particularly in a tough real estate market. But on the other hand, as these evictions go forward, more properties are going to become available. So those who've been unable to pay their rent because of losing their job due to COVID-19 may need some additional help in order to find a place to live, since almost 30 million Americans have been impacted in some way by COVID. If they don't have the money to pay the back rent, or they don't have money if they're in forbearance to catch up on their mortgage, they may be subject to eviction. If that happens, stay tuned. On 1 April, we'll find out if the eviction moratorium stands, what actions will be taken, and whether some of the larger lenders and renters may have their own eviction moratorium where they simply refuse to evict people at a time. But the smaller folks who rely on that income, the rental income from tenants, they may be unable to pay their own bill, and so it'll be pitting landlords against tenants. And the law is usually on the side of the landlords in those cases. While we've all benefited from the spectacular work of Operation Warp Speed, there's still a mess left behind by the coronavirus, and we'll have to see what happens in the coming days. This video is provided solely for informational purposes and not intended to replace counseling from your financial professional. The opinions are those of the producer and do not represent the opinions of Coldwell Banker Realty or any other brokerage.